What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Philipar, and in this episode, we are going to give you some tips and tricks on how to survive day one in 7 Days to Die. Guys, I've uploaded my first series onto YouTube, and I've had some people ask me if I could put together a little tutorial about how to survive day one and what you need to look for, and how to get from point A to point B, and some of the things that you should prioritize to get finished before the first night or before you move on to day two. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And so I just want you guys to come along. So let's jump right in. All right. So as we're looking at the screen right here, I've just spawned into the world. You normally start at 7 a.m. So if we look down here in the bottom left corner, you'll see that there is what looks to be an icon, a little jacket, a blue bar, and a red bar. The blue bar is your stamina, and as I move around, if I just walk, my stamina does not decrease in any capacity. But if I hold the shift key and walk, it makes me run, and that makes my stamina go down. Now, if I stop running, if I let go of the shift key, my stamina returns back to normal. And so that's a resource that you have to use and be able to keep track of. My health, the red bar down there, that's pretty self-explanatory as far as if I have 0 health, I die. There's all kinds of things that take health away from you. There's zombies, there's traps, there's you could fall. There's all kinds of things that could reduce the amount of health you have, also the maximum amount of health that you have. So if I were to run up and get an abrasion or a deep wound or something like that from the zombies, it's going to reduce my maximum health. So if my max is 100 now and I get hit and it takes away 20 of my maximum health, my maximum health then would be 80. So I have a smaller health pool to deal with. So it just kind of starts compounding, and you can kind of see as the zombies get out of control, and as you start fighting more and more and more hordes of zombies, you got a couple of these debuffs on you, and this becomes incredibly detrimental to your health. So that's something you have to keep track of. And there's a couple of ways that we can fix and mitigate your health, and we'll talk about those later. So we're going to move down here to the middle of the screen. In the middle, we have what I refer to as your belt, or these are slots that are also just basic inventory. So I opened this screen by hitting tab. That's usually, I open tab, so that usually allows me to move my mouse. I know you can't see my cursor, but it allows me to move my mouse without moving my screen around. So I can reorganize my belt here. So this belt down here is like extra inventory slots, but it also has the functionality that if I roll my mouse wheel, it's going to cycle through those items in that belt. See that? I can also use the number buttons on my keyboard. So 1 through 0. So if you get used to playing and you have your weapons on 3 because it's right above your W key as you move with WASD, you could put a weapon on 3 and bam, I'm right on 3. And I could have a shotgun, a pistol, whatever you like to use, your club, whatever it is that you're speccing into. So also there in the middle, you're going to see a green bar and a blue bar. The green bar is my hunger bar, and my blue bar is the hydration bar. These bars will decrease as I go throughout the day, as I do things. It's the standard survival meter. You're going to have to keep those bars filled with food and water or other versions of hydration. And each one of the food items, so if you see here, the food has, it's going to give me 15 food. So if my green bar was less than full, I would get 15 of that back. So if you think that you're just think about it logically, if your green bar is 100%, if it was missing 12, I would get back 15. 12 is less than 15, so it would take me to full. And then if there's any type of bonus, which on this food it says max stamina bonus, no. But if there's a bonus, once my food bar is full, then the bonus hangs around a little longer than normal. Same thing for your hydration bar. The boiled water gives you 20 water. Stamina regen, 15%. So what that means is when I drink this water, I'm going to have a stamina boost or a buff. Okay. So down here on the bottom of the screen, right above my stamina, you see the little jacket. And then above that would be like a little face with a guy with a cup. And that would give me a stamina boost of, how much was it? 15%. So I would have a stamina regen bonus of 15%. Okay. As long as my hydration bar is full, that stamina boost is going to linger a lot longer than it normally would. So early game, or if you're really good at maintaining your health and food, you can really kind of min-max these bonuses and buffs, trying to give yourself a huge leg up on your stamina conservation and your ability to keep yourself protected and being able to get out of hairy situations. So it's just something to look into. I know it's probably a little bit more advanced than day one survival, but part of day one survival is being able to get all the things you need to get in a timely manner. So take it for what you will. Okay, on the top right of the screen, up there it says craft a bedroll. This is where all of your quests are going to track. So as you get different quests, as it's you get a quest from the trader, you get a quest from a piece of paper or a treasure map or any of those things, it's going to track them up there on the top right of the screen. So right there it says craft a bedroll, gather plant fibers 1 through 10, or 0 out of 10. So I have to go over and I have to gather plant fibers. So you're saying, yo, Philipbar, where in the world do I get plant fibers, right? Well, I'll show you. So you're going to come over and you're going to punch a little grass like this. And by punch, you're going to use your right click. If you have on your bar down here, on your inventory little belt, if you are on a space that doesn't have anything in it, as you can see right here, I'm on the 3rd spot. I could hit 1 if I'm out of it. I could hit 1 and go to the 1st spot, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. So I'm on the 3rd spot here. If I hit that spot, when I left click, it's going to punch, my little guy is going to punch, and it's going to pick up grass. It's going to pick up stone rocks, that kind of stuff. It will also punch a zombie in the face. So you can use your fist to defend yourself if that's all you have. So that's how you collect general resources in order to complete those quests in the top left-hand corner. In the middle of the screen right now, there's a lot of different stuff, but on the heads-up display, you have a compass that will move as you move. As you can see, it gives you a general direction of which way you're facing. And then below it, it says day 1, time 10:15. So the important things there are you have this compass that's going to help you track where you're going, and it's also going to put markers on that compass. So if you have a quest and the quest has an exclamation point, it's going to show up on that heads up display, that little compass. Also, if you hit M and go into your map, if I were to come over here and let's say I want to put this on the ground for whatever reason, when I leave the map, I can spin around and look at that. The place that I marked now has an X on it in my compass. So I can get where I'm going by putting marks on the map and be able to keep myself organized or being able to avoid different things, stuff like that. So we're going to go back into the map and we are going to remove that. So generally speaking, guys, that's what's going to be on your screen as you're playing. That's your heads up display. That's what you're going to see most of the time. Obviously, when you get a gun, the gun will be in the middle of the screen. If you have an AK-47, you'll be holding it like a rifle. If you have a pistol, he'll have one arm out there, and you'll use the reticle that's in the middle of the screen to aim and shoot. So now we're going to look into some of the menus that you have available while you're just standing right here and you really haven't even done anything. So I hit tab and it opens up what is my crafting menu. As you can see, it says crafting at the top there. You have a series of icons here that will essentially group the things you can make by category. Of course, you can always keep it on the basics. You could always click through all this. So let's say I wanted to make aloe cream. If I had it on the basics and I type ALO for aloe, it's going to find aloe cream in the menu. So you don't have to know where everything is. You don't have to go over to science and find aloe cream. You can be on the basics. You could be anywhere you want. You could be in any one of these menus and type what you're looking for, or the beginning of what you're looking for, and it's going to search it out for you. This is probably one of the more intuitive things of the game. The crafting menu is pretty simple to navigate once you just kind of know the names of things. Once you know the names of things, it's going to make it really easy for you to be able to navigate that screen and find what you're looking for. So, accompanied to the crafting menu, you have your inventory. You have these 3 rows of slots, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So you have 9 slots going across. So you have 3 rows of 9, and then you have these 2 rows down here that looks like it has a little guy holding a package or a box. When I fill my inventory up and fill all of these slots in this square here, if I put a item in this first spot here, I become encumbered. Now what that means is I'm going to move slower and I'm going to use more stamina for everything that I do. That's walking, that's running, that's punching grass, that's digging a hole, that's swinging a club, jumping, literally everything. So that's just going to help. It's going to make it harder, I guess, harder for you to survive because you're carrying more stuff, you're slower, you're more susceptible to be caught out by the zombies. So just keep that in mind. So you have a bunch of other buttons up here at the top. I'll go through them really quick. Right now we're on the crafting menu. You have a character menu. It's going to pull it up. It's going to show you what you look like. You're going to have a status effect bar over here. And you remember that jacket that we talked about earlier that's down there in the bottom right hand corner? That little jacket is called Elemental Protection. And if you click on it, it's going to pop up in this center box here where it's going to say you're temporary protected from heat and cold. There's no XP penalty on death. And this protection will disappear once I reach level 6. Okay, so what that does, guys, is if I were to decide I'm going to make this playthrough and I'm going to go live in the winter biome or I'm going to go live in the desert, I have until level 6 to find appropriate clothing so I don't freeze to death or have heat stroke. Okay, so that's there just to kind of give you a nice kind of small, upwards curve into the game. It helps protect you in case you wander into a place you probably shouldn't be. It gives you a fighting chance in order to survive. So that's really nice. But remember, it goes away at level 6. So just keep that in mind as you're leveling, that you may lose your elemental protection at a not so convenient time. So as you tend to gain more XP as you're fighting zombies, you could be right in the middle of fighting POIs versus zombies, and your elemental protection go away. Now you have heat stroke. Now you have frostbite. All kinds of other issues. So make sure you plan ahead. So after that, we have the map. Takes us right back to that map screen where you can place waypoints. If I right-click anywhere on the map, it pulls up the quick waypoint or the save waypoint. The quick waypoint is going to put just a little red dot on the screen anywhere that you want to put it. The save waypoint, if I left-click on that, it's going to open up this menu, and it's going to give you a bunch of icons you can place down. And depending on how you like to organize your information, you can have maybe this could represent your mine. So anywhere you have like an iron mine or a coal mine or any of that kind of stuff, you can put that symbol down so you could quickly see what you're looking at up in that compass menu on the HUD screen, the basic screen. So you can put all that stuff down as you go. Next, you have your skill screen. Now, I know, guys, this is pretty intimidating. There's a lot of skills. There's a lot of stuff you can do in this game, which is why I love it so much. But under these skills, you have a couple things that are important. If you look at the main screen that's on the left, you're going to see I have all of these little buttons up here at the top, okay? These are the different trees of skills. Right now I'm on perception. There's the strength tree, fortitude, agility, intellect, and then this book right here is the perk book, okay? This is not something that you can assign points to. These are books you're going to find during your looting, during the game. You can buy them from the trader. These are the things that are going to, as you get and find these books, so if I click, if I look at the Art of Mining here, over on the right hand side it says unlocks. So volume 1 says uncover more sparkle with the favorite tricks of mine, adds a small chance to mine rare gems from ore. Okay, so if I find the Art of Mining volume 1, when I go mine ore, I have a small chance to find gold, silver, or diamonds. Okay, the only way that this unlocks is if I find that book and read it. All right, so then that would highlight and I would have that bonus or that perk. If I collect all of the Art of Mining 1 through 7, it will unlock the last bonus. And so the bonus in the Art of Mining is called One Shot. So you have essentially a 20% chance to one shot any ore. And you're saying, well, that doesn't sound like a whole lot. But later in the game, you get an item called an auger, and it mines really fast, which means it hits the ore really fast. So you have a 20% chance every time that it hits the ore to auto mine the entire block. So it really speeds up the way that you can get resources if you have an underground mine or something like that. So these are really cool items. You find a lot of people will spend lots of time finding places that have lots of bookshelves or spending lots of money at the trader, trying to get these books so they can complete these sets and get that ultimate bonus at the end there. So you can flip through these guys. If you want to look, just pause. I'll flip through all of them. Just pause the video and you can read the little descriptions on the right hand side there, and you can see kind of what each one of them has. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of them. So you have the automatic weapons, you have batter up, bar brawling, fireman's almanac, the great heist, the hunter's journal, lucky looter, magnum enforcer, needle and thread, the night stalker, pistol Pete, ranger's guide to archery, shotgun messiah, sniper, spear hunter, urban combat, tech junkie, and wasteland treasures. So that's the perk book, guys. So if you come back over into the skills, if you look just above these buttons, it's going to say skills, and then it's going to say points available. Right now, I don't have any skill points, but right there in that where it says 0, it's going to tell you how many points you have available. There will be times so you'll have 2, 3, 4, depending how much XP and the XP multiplier that you use, how much XP you gain for doing things. You may have 4 or 5 points there, 6, 7, and depending on how long your series goes, you may end up with like 12 or 13 points sitting there. But then you can come down here and you can assign those points into these particular items. Now, the way this works is, let's say I click Lucky Looter. At level 1 for Lucky Looter, it says Slim Chance. I add a 5% loot bonus for containers that you open personally, and looting is 10% faster. That's what I get. this would cost me 1 point. You see that? Buy 1 point. I don't have any points, so I can't buy it right now. But if I did, I would click that and it would put a check mark on the number 1. Now, let's say I unlocked the first point in Lucky Looter and I wanted the second point. So I'm going to go down and hover over Potluck, right? It says your luck is improving. No matter where you look, you seem to find something good. Adds 10% bonus to the loot. And I loot 20% faster. Okay? These are not, it's not 5% here and then another 10%. This is a rolling percentage. So it changes from 5% to 10% and from 10% to 20% on the looting. Okay? But let's say I want to unlock it. I scroll over here and perception level 2. And you're thinking, okay, so what does that mean? So that means I have to come back up to my basic ability that is perception, attribute, perception, and I have to go to level 2 and I have to unlock that. I have to spend 1 point in perception level 2 before I can unlock the second level of Lucky Looter and put that point in it. That makes sense? Everything's kind of hidden behind some prerequisites. Essentially, it prevents you from spending your first 5 skill points and getting Lucky Looter level 5 and having 25% bonus loot and looting 80% faster. Make sense? So, but in order to unlock Lucky Looter level 5, you have to have perception of level 7. Starting at level 6, actually, your points to go up in a skill increase to 2 per. So to go from 5 to 6, it's going to cost me 2 skill points, not just 1. So keep that in mind for your planning so you can unlock those things. All right. Next over, you have your quest menu, which right now I'm doing the basic survival quest. You can see I'm on the first quest of 8, and it tells me exactly what I need to do. I need to craft a bedroll by gathering plant fibers. Once you have the ingredients, open your crafting inventory, navigate to the basics recipe category, highlight the recipe, and click the craft button. Place the bedroll on the world by first equipping it and using your secondary action key. Once placed, you will see the bed icon on your compass string. This will lead you back to your home and will act as a respawn point if you die. So, objective, gather plant fibers. As you can see, I have 2 of 10. Now, rewards. I get 50 XP, and the chain reward, what does that mean? The chain reward. That means if I complete all 8 quests in the basic survival chain, I'm going to get 4 skill points. That makes sense? All right. If you play multiplayer, you can have quests and you can share them with each other. So if my partner in crime goes to the trader and gets a quest, he can share that quest with me, and then we can go complete the quest. And as awesome as it sounds, I will also get a reward from the trader for doing his quest. So it's kind of lucrative if you have some friends you want to play with to be able to kind of min-max the quest sharing. So you can take the quest, you guys can both do your quest, and then you can both do their quest, and you're going to go back and get pretty much double rewards. So that's a kind of a cool little option there. So that is the crafting menu and the other menus that are inside the game. So what do you do on day 1? You've just spawned in and you have this quest in the top right hand corner. What do you do, right? So you move around with your WASD keys, and right now we're going to go gather some plant fibers, guys. So we're just going to come over, we're going to left click these plants until my quest changed to craft a bedroll, and now it says craft a bedroll, place a bedroll. I hit tab to open my menu. I go back to the basics. Any one of these basic quests is going to have a little exclamation mark next to it in the quest menu, or the craft menu, sorry. So you're going to click the bedroll. I can highlight craft here, or you can hit the responding key. So if I hit W on my keyboard, it's going to craft the bedroll. Okay? You see that? I hit W, it's going to craft it. Now, there's something else going on here. If I hit craft, let's say I accidentally hit W on something I don't want. Let's say I hit W, oh man, I really don't want that bedroll. I can come down here and I can left click it before the timer runs out, and it will cancel the crafting and give me back all of my resources. Okay? If you craft something and then scrap it later, you don't get all of your resources back. So just be mindful that if you accidentally start crafting something, you can just come down here, left click it, and it goes away. All right? So we're going to make our bedroll. That's going to craft, takes 10 seconds, and then it's going to pop into our inventory. I have to be careful. I've been teaching you guys some stuff long enough that the zombies have started to spawn. You can see a cowboy right there. So I just got to be careful on what I'm doing. Make sure I don't get jumped while I'm trying to teach you what's going on. All right. So I have the bedroll in my inventory. I can click it and drag to my belt and then click again and it will go on my belt. Or I can shift, hold down shift, left click, and it's going to put that bedroll in the first available slot in my inventory or my belt there. Okay. So again, ways you can maneuver: mouse wheel, or I can just hit number 1. All right. Now, so when I look at the ground, it's going to appear. Okay. Left click is going to rotate. Right click is going to place it on the ground. So we got that noise indicator and the music indicator that we've completed a quest, and now it's telling us to gather 2 more plant fibers, which we already did, gather some wood, and gather some small stones. Okay? So what we're looking for here, guys, is, you know, instinctively in most games, you're thinking, I got to gather wood. So I'm going to run up, and I'm going to punch this tree over here, or I'm going to punch this tree right here and get some wood. Well, I'm telling you, you can go over there and you can absolutely punch that tree. It's just going to take you all day to get wood out of it. So I would suggest, as you're doing your quest, you look around on the ground for, there's a plant that you can punch, like this right here. Looks like a bunch of twigs that doesn't have any leaves on it. Punch that, and it's going to give you wood. You see right there, I got 3 XP and 2 wood. Now, that brings me to the bottom right of your heads-up display. As you are crafting or punching grass or punching zombies, whatever it is, you're going to see in the bottom right of the screen there that it's going to give you an award of XP. One, that's super important for progressing your level, gaining levels, getting points, and progressing through the loot stages. But what's also important about it is if I go over and I decide I want to fight that zombie right there, I will know that I have killed him when I get the XP for killing him. So let's go fight him and I'll show you what I mean. So we have a cowboy here. Basic combat. Left click is a little small jab. Right click is a roundhouse punch. The right click takes stamina, so make sure you're watching that. But the right click does more damage. So let me show you what it looks like. That's the jab. That's the roundhouse punch. Jab. Roundhouse punch. You have a higher chance to knock him down if you use your roundhouse punch or your right click than if you did your left. So you see right there, I gained 413 experience for killing that cowboy. Now, if I was fighting 2 or 3 zombies at a time, I know I have killed the cowboy when I have gotten the XP. So I don't have to worry about him getting up and surprising me later, because I know he's dead. You need to do gather some small stones. They're usually out on the street. You can pick them up like this, and you have your small stones. Now, again, just like before, the quest tracker up there changed to craft a stone axe. Hit tab, click on the stone axe. I can either click craft or click W. It's going to make it down here. Hold shift, left click, and it's in my hands because it moves to the first available slot in my belt, which ironically enough is where my hands were. So if I mouse wheel down, it moves me to the next spot over. So now it says craft plant fiber, pants, and shirt. I'm going to grab just a few more plant fibers, and I'll explain why in just a second. But I'm going to grab a few more while I explain this quest. Okay? I think we should have plenty now. So what we're going to do is we're going to craft your plant fiber pants and shirt. But here's what I do in this quest. I click the clothing button, and it's going to pull up with all of the plant fiber items that you can make. Okay? It just wants you to do the pants and shirt. I will also make the gloves, the hood, and the shoes. And you're asking why? Well, if you look, the pants and shirt give you cold and heat resist 2 apiece. The gloves give you 1, the hood gives you 2 and 1, and the shoes give you 1. So if I didn't craft the gloves or the shoes or the hood, I wouldn't get the extra heat and cold resist. So there's a couple things here. I'm just going to hit W, and we're going to put all this stuff on, and we will talk about those other items in that menu a little later on. So then we're going to craft a wooden club. It needs us to make sure we have wood. I have wood in my inventory here. It takes 5. I have 6. Craft. We're going to drag it down, put it in our second slot, and now we have our first melee weapon. So now we need to grab more wood, some feathers, and some more small stones. Now, I stood over here for a reason earlier, because there was a bird nest right here. I hit E, and it searches the bird nest, E. And now I can hit R, and it will loot everything in the bird nest. Or I can click each individual item and click take. So now I need 1 more small stone and 10 more wood. So you're saying, go look for those little plants and punch them and get your wood. That is correct. However, I have a stone axe now. So I can come over and hit the tree and get wood that way. So as you can see, I'm chopping the tree down. It's decreasing its health. And at the end, it's going to knock the tree down. It also gave me 219 XP and 2 pine cones. 2 pine cones, or pine seeds. I can plant those and make the tree regrow. So just keep that in mind. So now I need 1 small stone. And instead of going and looking for a small stone, I'm just going to hit the ground right here and get 1 small stone. That's what I do. Once you get your axe, you can just left click the road and get the small stone you need. We're going to craft the primitive bow, craft the stone arrow. If I had more items, so let's say I had 2 more small stones, so 2 small stones. Then if I go back to stone arrow, I have these arrows here. I can say I want to make 2 or 1, or I can click the right arrow and it's going to make a maximum amount of arrows that I can make with the items I have. Now it says to make a wood frame. This takes 2 wood and it makes a wooden frame. Shift, left click, down on my inventory. Okay. So the wood frame here is the basic building block on what we use to make things. Again, just like pretty much everything else in the game, left click will rotate it. And then right click will place it. So this axe is kind of like a multi-tool. You can see right there in the top right, it says upgrade wood frame. If I were to left click this box or this wood frame, I would hit it and do damage to it. Because it's undamaged and it's a wood frame, I can click E on my keyboard and pick it right back up in my inventory. So you can use wood frames to plan things out or to temporary block doors, stuff that you can, place it and pick it right back up. If I were to right click this box with my stone axe, it will upgrade the block to a block that I can no longer pick up because it's now a permanent structure. It's not just a frame. Okay? So now it says I need to gather small stones. I need 5. Again, I'm just going to stand here and hit the ground until I have 5 stones. I'm going to build a campfire, craft, put it on my belt, place it on the block. Okay. And that's all of the 8 quests, guys. That is essentially the basics of day 1. Doing all of your beginner quests, getting yourself ready to go find the trader. But I hope that's helpful, guys. This is your beginning quest on day 1. And we're going to have another video where we're going to get to the trader and we're going to explore what the trader has. We're going to find a base. We're going to find all these things that you need to do on day 1 so that you can be prepared and have a great time in 7 Days to Die. Guys, I'm Philipar. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button and leave a comment down below and I will reply to any of those that you put there. Thanks for watching.